The moment my brother-in-law whispered these words in my ear, I began this story. It is Emily's story, and she reveals details and secrets that she had kept for years. In this story of infidelity, it is crucial to listen to the end to understand what led her to this choice with her brother-in-law, Alex. You will be surprised by this narrative. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Since I was young, I was a woman who loved meeting new boys. My youth was full of going out to clubs and having lots of fun. I was born and lived my entire life in a small town in the interior of Ohio. My parents had a moderate standard of living without great luxuries, and, to be honest, I led a fairly comfortable life. Despite my adventures, I always took precautions, taking precautions when I planned to meet a boy. Some fell in love with me, and when a boy called me darling, even if it was in a joking tone, I slowly distanced myself and disappeared. I would run away at the first chance, because in my mind I didn't want a married life. In 2013, I finished high school and, at that time, I got a job at a snack bar near my home. Since I didn't have any specific talent and wasn't thinking about going to college, because I was undecided about my future, I continued to seek new experiences and meet people. That's when I got closer to the son of the owner of the snack bar, Matthew, a polite 29-year-old man with a degree in mechanical engineering and a solid job. I, still a young woman of 22, had already been at that snack bar for 3 years. He always greeted me tenderly and gave me little gifts. I saw there a chance to give love a chance and abandon my old habits. I confess that I thought about it a lot. Without clear prospects, I would need to fall in love with someone who would help me evolve and encourage me to at least look for a more promising job. After all, with my way of thinking at that time, I would end up in that diner until I retired. Not that it's not honorable, but my parents were getting older and I, as an only child, wanted to be able to help them in some way. I remember that after some time at the diner, I started paying more attention to Matthew, the owner's son. We exchanged messages, got to know each other better, and even exchanged a few kisses. But he, very correct, wanted to wait until the wedding for our honeymoon. He didn't care about my past. He just asked me to wait too. For me, it was a challenge, because anyone who has been through it knows how complicated it is to deal with the desire that overwhelms us. He already had a car, a motorcycle, and an apartment that was almost paid off. I told him that I wanted to get married as soon as possible, because I wanted a special night and I really wanted to have him with me at that moment. I waited almost a year for that big day. I often sought a moment of privacy to relieve my tension, but I needed to remain strong and loyal to Matthew, and so I carried on. The big day arrived, a modest wedding on a farm with our family. I couldn't wait for the ceremony to end. I called Matthew to his car and hurriedly left, anxious for the long-awaited moment. That night, I offered him an experience so intense that my legs were shaking and he asked me to slow down, saying he was at his limit. It was about 2 hours of pure passion. I left his little bird exhausted, to the point that he avoided me the next day. The next day, I told Matthew that I needed to have moments like that I loved him and wanted to have him always available, every day, even in difficult times. I wanted him to surrender himself to me out of love. Matthew maintained this energy for a long time, but after about 2 years, I noticed that he would occasionally withdraw. He would arrive exhausted, take a shower and go to bed without giving me that affection. This went on for a long time, until one day a man visited the cafeteria while I was busy washing dishes and cleaning the kitchen. A mature, tall and elegantly dressed man came into the kitchen and asked very politely, "Miss, could you make me some coffee, please?" I, a little surprised, asked, "Wow, sir, what a scare. How did you get in here?" He replied, "I apologize. I'm Alex, the son of Jonas, the owner. I haven't been here to see my father for a long time. My brother Matthew, whom I rarely talk to, has very little time for family due to my business. What's your name? I quickly replied. Nice to meet you, I'm Emily. I'll make you some delicious coffee. And at that moment, we talked for about 30 minutes. He shared a little about his life, his achievements, and the places he used to visit when he was young. He also mentioned that he would be staying for about a week, as he planned to open a bakery in the area with his father, Jonas. Matthew had little time for me. His work took up almost everything, working overtime almost every day. Meanwhile, Alex and I talked without any intention other than friendship. However, that week, I was restless and couldn't do anything, because I was married and respected Matthew. Alex showed up just as the diner was closing. My coworker had already left, and it was just the two of us. It was about 9:30 at night. He started asking me about what I liked to do when I was young. Damn, at that moment I almost opened up, feeling something different inside me, and I started saying that I loved going out with my friends and enjoying the parties, that I got involved with some guys before marriage. And Alex came closer, got close, and asked if I missed that. I naively answered that I did, but that I couldn't relive those experiences. I smiled, but my heart weighed on being there in that situation. He whispered in my ear, "If you give me 20 minutes, I'll make you travel back in time and feel what you felt before." At that moment, a heat began to rise in me and he noticed, placing his hand on my waist. I couldn't resist, and with my clothes almost on the floor, I let the passion flow and felt invigorated. The 20 minutes went on until almost midnight, as if I had never experienced anything like that before. Afterwards, we organized everything. I checked if everything was locked and went home. My husband Matthew was already asleep. Honestly, I would have preferred him to be waiting for me, so we could talk, and so I stayed for a long time, meeting Alex and spending time with him. He would show up every week to cheer me up and we would have fun. One day, I decided that I needed to break up with Matthew. But how would I say that? That my brother-in-law Alex was the one who was bringing me happiness again. I know that, deep down, I am still a woman who really enjoys experiencing these emotions. I remember having the courage to wake Matthew up in the middle of the night, tired of that routine, to put an end to what didn't satisfy me. Matthew woke up feeling sleepy and said he wanted to sleep and that we would talk the next day. I grabbed my things and left. I asked Alex to help me rebuild my life, because I wanted to experience this new love. He, in love with me, helped me leave that house quickly. I wasn't cruel to Matthew. I didn't ask anything of him after all. I hadn't built anything either. And so I did. I moved on and today I live my romance with Alex. However, to this day Matthew doesn't know about it, because I preferred to move to another city and excluded him from everything. Did you like this story? So, leave a comment telling us what you thought, and, if you've ever experienced something similar, share it with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new content. Here, we always bring life stories, reflections and real experiences, all with great sincerity. Thank you for watching until the end and for being part of this journey. See you in the next video.